Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dal tribe, our 101 Dalmatians tribe, where not long ago I was very sassily saying we'll be able to finish this challenge in no time, and I am learning that I definitely spoke too soon. But we have begun to really start seeing a familiarity of having black-spotted Dalmatian creatures in our tribe, which is absolutely fantastic, and I do need to start breeding them together as much as possible, but I'm beginning to realize that it's going to be very hard to have 101 creatures and to feed everybody. We are actually going to stop having babies for a little bit because we are at 41 creatures, and I realized that that means 2 moves, 2 days go by and we run out of all of our food. So today is going to be a very busy exploring and food collecting day, and we will try to breed with, or at least become pregnant with, a few of our creatures who might start passing away. But we've got quite the mess going on with everybody here. So let's go ahead and just get straight to it, moving along some of the creatures who we need to move along. So we have Rira and her brother over here, Rovan, and they are actually kind of not really even part of our tribe. I actually feel like they left the tribe shortly after they were old enough to. They are twin children of a rogue who is currently still being chased down aggressively by Calico, who has never forgotten the awful behavior of that rogue and what he did to our family. So Calico has actually dedicated his life to searching out and trying to destroy this rogue. Quite dramatic, to be honest. He's a little bit one for vengeance, that guy. But the rogue children, they've never really held anything up against. But the rogue children just never really felt part of the tribe. They weren't rejected, they just weren't interested in staying with the Daldots. So they are actually exploring for us across the vast open lands that we have not yet really poked in, looking and finding more sources of food for us, which is definitely a very good thing. We also have another band of little adventurous explorers located up here, including Sissy, who actually was brought into the family to be an adoptive mother. And where has she gone? For Nikki, and an adoptive mother for Ioto when they were still very young. They have now since grown, and Sissy has found new confidence and new life in adventuring with another young chunk of the family tree, which includes all of these little explorers over here who are very eager to go and see what this tree and this big lake and the rumors of it that Sissy remembers from her days as a wanderer before she joined our tribe, what it has to offer. So Sissy is leading the way very proudly and very excitedly, very happy to share this with the family, very happy to be involved with this era. And then we've got, Irie is about to pass away. I think she'd be very happy to pass away quietly in her little stream. She's explored this stream for the vast majority of her life, so I think that she'll be okay with that. And then I think I'm sending up, let's see. I'm going to send up Lucky with the explorers, actually, because he does have digging paw, and I don't think we have a digger's paw with us. Oh, and look, there's a little Dodomingo bit of meat. I wonder what killed a Dodomingo and left it there. We'll have to find out. Let's see. And Cookie Dough is up there somewhere. Where is Cookie Dough? Cookie Dough? Cookie Dough is one of our adorable creatures. I love her name to pieces, by the way. Where is Cookie Dough? Is that Cookie Dough? Oh, there she is. Cookie Dough is leading the way. I think we'll have her brother Gali join her, so he might be a wanderer too. Really, most of our creatures are going to start wandering and spreading out because they're looking for food sources. The competition and the pressure for food is starting to increase, so all of the family needs to find some way to be able to contribute to the food. Let's see, Lazira, she's getting pretty old, and Tusk is still quite young. Lazira, we'll go ahead and have Tusk jump up here, and he can help kind of take out this dangerous berry bush. And Lazira, I think, will sort of stay near her mate, but we're not going to have them mate. They just had twins. They don't need to mate right now. We're up to 41 creatures. We need food. We need a lot of food. And I almost feel like some of these spots aren't good enough to stay. Like, we've got some permanent nest right here, but there's not really great sources of food near it, so we might actually move nest. And I think that's what the family may do. Because they're Dalmatian spotted, there's just something about having these black and white spots that makes the genetics, just the root urges of the Dal tribe, very eager to have lots of children and have lots of prosperity. But of course, that doesn't mean that their stomachs are going to be full. So I think we're actually going to send Cora and Anisi, who I want to become mates. They have the immunity for it, and they look awesome, and I love their shoulders. They are just so fascinating to me with these amazing spotted shoulders that they ended up with. We're going to send them to a new spot. I don't think they want a nest here. I think that we're going to send them searching for maybe this nest. Let's send them over here. There's already more food right over here from the looks of it, because there's an actual bush. There's not just like a little twiggy bush. So we'll send them this way instead. All right, and then down here we have got Zolu, who loves exploring in the water. Oh, and he found some bunnies. Fantastic. And unfortunately, well, let's see. Maybe we can have Dusha, who's kind of like his nest brother. They share a mate. There we go. They can have their son help collect that up at least. So Ronu can at least help with collecting that. And then their mother is up here. She can collect from this berry bush and that clamshell. Fantastic. So this little group of the family, they're trying to have children who will actually end up with the ability. Oh, and I forgot to name Dear Duke. So let me see if I can find. Ooh, there we go. Let's go with, that looks like, oh, those are female names. I see. All right, let's go with Pole. Just plain Pole. I think that's a pretty good name for him. Something nice and simple, and something that might indicate that he's going to be splashing around in the water a lot. Or he would if he had the genes for it, but well, he's got swimming tail. So because he has swimming tail, he can actually mutate water body. So we're going to go ahead and assign water body to Pole, but something tells me he's not going to be a water-bearing creature, unfortunately. We're trying to play with this branch of the family tree and breed up water creatures. All right, and then up here, Lemon Drop is going to get this mole. Hopefully we can have a pregnancy. Oh, jeez. That was a lot of work to get Nikki pregnant with Lemon Drop's child. I know we said we weren't going to have any more children, but Nikki happens to have the F gene, the F immunity gene, and we definitely do want that. And Lemon Drop here happens to have the ability to pass on water body, and it would be very exciting to have some water body creatures in our tribe, because we could start expanding off the land, which might be enough to get us enough food, and into the water to be able to start fishing. And we may need to have some fishing creatures. Oh no, did I just get bleached? We sure did. We may definitely need to have some fishing creatures in order to have enough food to keep the tribe alive. All right, so that's only half the island, and that's not nearly enough food to even cover one day's worth. All right, Aito is going to jump over. He can gather up this bit. Tavi is going to gather up these bits, but Aito and Tavi journeyed all the way over to this tree, which Tavi very arrogantly wants to claim as her own. So she's got her very own view of the ocean, her very own thorn garden, which appeals to her prickly personality, and there's just something about her that Aito can't help himself. He has just been enchanted with her sassy personality and her behavior since day one, so he doesn't mind sticking with her and maybe raising some beautiful Dalmatians of their own. We're going to give her the white fur and black pattern, so hopefully they can pass those on. We're going to give him black pattern, even though I secretly love his red and black pattern. That red coloring is so cool. So we're going to give him, black pattern. And could their children use any skills over here they don't have? I don't think so. We're going to wait and see what kind of kids they'll have in the future. All right. Meanwhile, on this side of the island, let's see, we can get little Mint exploring, so she can start searching for more food sources. And then Lysila doesn't have much longer for the world, and her mate Dune did pass away, unfortunately. Let's see, and we had a little baby born. We're gonna name him, let's see, we have Zen and Zenidai. So let me see if I can find another Z name. Oh, there is another Z name right there. All right, we're gonna have Zir, hang on, right here. Zirnir. There we go. Zirnir, spelled, oh my gosh, it's so hard to see their names when, there we go. Zernir. It's so hard to see their names in this version, but that's okay. I love this version, which is why we're still playing in it. All right, and then we have Suji, can gather up some food. And then we can gather up this food, we can kick the tree, we can gather up more food. And Tekel, his final moments are spent very happily, surprised and very overjoyed to have met such a large branch of his family tree so unexpectedly. So I think Tekel is very happy to realize that his family, oh, and there's a whole nother good spot over here. Let's get over here and start exploring. Come along, ladies. All right, Raman. We're gonna have him or her come down. She can start exploring too. And little Dune Dune actually is a perfect mate for Mint, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Dune Dune and Mint are perfect mates, so they can keep a healthy branch of the family tree over here too. But they're starting to explore and look for food, which may include a Dodomingo, and I'm really happy that Tekel's final moments are spent happily surprised to discover a whole nother branch of the family tree he didn't even know exist. So that makes me happy too. All right, there we go. And we still just barely, we ended up with a positive of 2 food from that day. Oh my gosh. Things are going to get a little interesting. That's for sure. All right, I saw that leech. We're going to go ahead and get that leech off of Zolu down here. And then we're going to frantically, oh, and we did lose some creatures. We're going to frantically do some exploring and collecting of food. Tusk did just find, oh, look at that. Tusk just found another nest, which would definitely make his mate Lazira quite interested, I think. Their children are going to start scooching all over the place. All right, and Varila, I think she'll go ahead and keep repairing these nests, but I don't think we need to. Can Varila do any gathering? She unfortunately cannot, so she might have to be a strict explorer. We're going to go ahead and gather from this spot, but then NEC and Cora are old enough to start having children together. I mean, there is a bush here and there is a mole here. All right, let's have the rogue children do more exploring and we'll see if it's worth coming all this way. All right, there's another bush. So we do have 2 bushes versus just 1 and a mole. And then down here, we've got quite a large branch of the family. Okay, who has the highest fishing over here? Zenta actually has high enough fishing. Boom! Look at that! Zenta had high enough fishing. She was able to fish up that Razorina. Nice! Alright, and Simi is knocking this down. Oh, we have a Tata? I didn't even realize this little guy was named Tata, but he sure is. So we have a Tata. And he is here and he's got pretty good attack. What are his other genes? Not quite up to par for being a proper Dalmatian, but I'll take it. So the Trickster God from our long ago series has given us a child, guys, and I didn't even notice. All right, we'll have Nikki get up here. She can just get quite comfy. She dug up some roots. Lemon Drop's getting a little old, which is why I'm okay with breeding him now. And we'll have Lemon Drop jump over here. Here is another Razorina we might be able to have Zenta grab. They're worth quite a bit in terms of fish food, so it might be good to grab that. And then, like, Frost? I mean, I might send Frost north. There's not really as many berry bushes as you would think, so I think I'm going to send Frost to this direction to go and help gather up food. And Anala has had many children. I don't think she's in the mood to have more right away. But we're going to have Pole. What can Pole do? I guess Pole's going to go exploring too. We're going to have little Pole travel with Frost. And they're going to go and search out this big unknown land. I feel like a lot of our creatures are just feeling the urge to spread out and explore. And it happens that way sometimes. And Zolu, I feel like Zolu I'm okay with dedicating his whole life mostly to trying to feed from the waterway and unlock the platypus beak for us. 30 more digs in the water and we will be able to unlock platypus beak. And that would actually be fantastic if we could unlock platypus beak, because if we do, you have to have water body ability apparently to do it. Frost, if you put water body there, can you have, darn, so why can you, Ronu? Okay, he can't do it either. But if we can unlock platypus beak, oh, those are gills, not platypus beak. What was I thinking? No, Frost, I'm sorry. I wasted your thing. But if we could unlock platypus beak, we could have a whole army of Dalmatians eating worms from the mud, and that would actually majorly help out with our food problem. So, Zolu, you are doing honorable work, sir. Continue on. Continue on. Not to mention I have such a soft spot for him. He's just really cool. All right, let's move up. Let's see what we're doing. All right, so Can any of you guys do fishing? You could do attack, but no fishing. Because there's a Razorina right here. And I feel like that would be... Oh my gosh, there's so much fish! I feel like these guys need to learn how to fish. There's a lot of fish down here that we could be taking advantage of that I had no idea there were this many fish. So we might definitely try to teach this group how to fish. We're going to go ahead and have Suji kick the tree. There we go. We're going to have a little Zinir scooch over. I feel like... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just get Zenidai ready, expectant for another child. But Zen has found another berry bush, and Raman has found a crab that I feel like she and her twin sister might destroy, and there's another berry bush. So they're finding very fertile land over here, and that's a good thing. And holy moly, a lot of fish. That'll be really useful. And then Calico is still continuing his quest, his honorable search for vengeance against that rogue who's probably dead by now, but he's just going to continue that just in case. And we can gather up from that berry bush with Roduk, who's doing a good job of it. And then we can, okay, little Gali cannot gather a berry bush. What can you do? Oh, he can actually gather up roots. Gali, let's have you jump over here. And if they're a root digger, I'm going to go ahead and give them, how will I know? Let's do blue, yellow, because I forget we have root diggers, and it's going to be really important to use their ability as much as possible. So any root diggers I'll try to mark, and I know we have a few more I'll have to look for. All right, Lucky is going to jump up here. He did just find, oh, there was some roots and I didn't even see him. He found a berry bush, which is fantastic, and we'll kind of clear the way around us. And then we're going to let Niho jump up here. Niho found a rock, which seems like a Niho thing to find. Oh, and there's a nest. All right, so our little searchers are definitely finding some things, and they're almost to the tree. And getting to the trees are really great because we have cracker jaws, so we have lots and lots of things we can eat from the trees. All right, so we didn't even get enough food that time to cover. Oh, wait, we might. Yes, oh, thank goodness. All right, kick the tree. We just barely, because people died and because we just barely found enough food to keep everybody going again this time. All right, next up, curses. All right, Lemon Drop, his son has been born and his son is so strong. Lemon Drop, why is your child a warrior fighter? Oh my goodness. So Lemon Drop has had a son that we are going to name, and I'm searching through the list now for some of the like warrior names you guys have given me. We are going to name him, let's go with Vakali. That's kind of a cool name, Vakali. So we've got Vakali, who is actually a great fisher, and he's a great hunter, so he can come over and get that Razorina, no problem. Lemon Drop at least managed to pull off getting rid of the, let's see, get back over here, Razorina. Lemon Drop at least managed to pull off getting rid of the leech that was coming for him. And then we can gather up some food with little Tata here, and Simi, I moved over here. She's got water body and black pattern, and she can breed. She could breed with nobody. She can actually breed with Vakali, so that might be useful for when we're actively breeding again, which is not right now. Right now we are actively trying not to starve to death. Let's see, and there's the mole. Chased him in by accident, darn it. All right, we'll clear away some of the area. There we go. And then Frost was going to come up and do some exploring, and I believe that Pole was coming with his sister to do some exploring. So we'll let him clear away that grass. So yeah, right now I think it's just kind of, oh, we have a fish. Oh, poor Ponu. He just can't do anything. All right now we just kind of have like this noble line of very stubborn old men just kind of clearing away. Oh no, we have a leech. Kind of clearing away the area, and we just need to do a few more moves, a few more searching on, let's see, can I get anything here? Nope. What about up here? Oh, I could have gotten a mole. A few more searching in the mud for worms, and we'll finally be able to unlock platypus beak. And I don't know, there actually is a lot of food down here. I feel like Anisi and his sister are sort of conflicted about what to do, because there is actually a lot to hunt, and there is actually, oh my gosh, I mean, look at this. there's a lot of moles, so maybe they will stay at the traditional family area, or maybe we'll go ahead and put the nest like right over here, just like scooch the nest over one. All right, let's have our odd little explorers, our little twins, who aren't really a proper part of the family pack, continue their exploring over there. And then I have a digger over here. Let's search for roots. All right, there is definitely one root over there. Kind of searching. Come on, little guy. There's some Dodomingo closing in. I know I have another root digger right here. And I knew he was right next to it, so that's why I didn't really want to waste a move there. All right. And then our explorers otherwise. Let's see. Let me go ahead and change her marker to an explorer. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of explorers over here. A lot of Dodomingo, who will at least make some amount of food somehow. There we go. There we go. We actually got rid of one of the Dodomingo. They don't really give you a lot of food though, but it's nice just to kind of get them out of the way. So they just beat up a pack of a flock of Dodomingo for not really any particular reason. Oh, look at that. We have found another berry bush that I didn't even know was over there. So very nice. All right, who the heck? Who the heck are you? What are you doing down there? Dukir? Like, just where Rokunu can just like casually glance down and see there's a whole nother creature just hanging out inside of the river. Alrighty then. He's short-sighted with a short snout. He's also got E and D immunity. I think we have all of those. I'm pretty darn sure. Let's go ahead and see if we have the D immunities. Immunity D. Immunity D, please. Did I search for it? Let's see. Well, let's do something I know a whole bunch of our creatures have. How about black pattern? Oh, there we go. It turns green. So immunity D. Oh, wow. Okay. Hello, handsome fella. Come join my tribe. So this guy happens to have some of the genes we need. He also has webbed hind legs and he has swimming tail. So I think we might bring him down here to try to woo. Yeah, we might bring him down here and he's going to try to woo Anala here because we have been trying to use her to breed up a creature that will be able to have water body and be able to go swimming and have Dalmatian traits. But Zolu is really working on trying to get somebody who can have a lot of the worms. And I think I'm actually going to have Tavi jump over here. And I'm going to have Tavi get comfortable right in this corner for when she's ready to have children of her own, which will hopefully be somewhat soon. Not right away, because we're still working on food, but somewhat soon. And what we might end up having to do is sort of really isolate the genes again. And instead of isolate them, look at all these Razorina. You guys majorly need to learn how to hunt Razorina. I'm telling you what, look at all of these. Oh my gosh. But we need to isolate the genes again, mostly just because we have too many. We've been breeding too actively. Oh, we just destroyed that nest. Why? We have been breeding a little too actively. Oh dear. Calico. Calico, you have found yourself right next to a Berina. Can Zen attack? Zen is actually super strong. So that's how Calico and Zen have just met at this side of the family tree. And then Sujia can gather these up and teach her little brother the ways of gathering from the tree. And the twins can go ahead and, there we go, beat up that crab, eat that crab. And actually this branch of the family is churning out a ton of food for being as small as it is. So we're building up our food reserves there, thank goodness. Whew. And I think we might make it, but I think now that we've had kind of a free-for-all, we were just letting everybody breed, everybody have their shot at life. I think it's time to sort of bring everything back in and to really focus. Who can collect from there? All right, this guy's a digger. To really focus on just a few of our creatures being able to breed. And that would kind of make sense because they've started to spread out. And I imagine because they're spreading out, well, do I want to destroy this berry bush before we send our little wanderers off? Might as well. Might as well. There we go. There we go. All right. But because they're spreading out, there's not as many spotted dots in one spot that's just making them want to have tons and tons of babies. But we are making the tiniest headway on the food just as we're about to have more babies. And we'll continue to search, we'll continue to expand, and we'll probably start narrowing it down so that just the females and males who actually are Dalmatians will be having babies for a little while, with the occasional surprise infusion of new genetics such as Taduk adding in that lovely immunity D gene. Hopefully, in fact, we might even have him and Cora have some babies too. So hopefully we'll be able to pull that off. But alright guys, I will see you all next time. Bye bye.